fellow Sudokans, and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku Puzzle. It's Wednesday the 9th of November 2022. How are you this morning? I hope you are keeping well. I say this morning, of course it could be any time of the day for you, but it's morning here for me, and well, I've just woken up and I haven't had breakfast yet. I haven't just woken up, actually, that's a lie. I've been working on the computer. I've just started to have a bit of free time before starting other kinds of work on the computer later. What's happening in the world? I see that Leslie Phillips, British actor, made it to the age of 98 before finally shuffling off his own particular mortal coil. And a kind of lovable rogue in so many films. Known for the Carry On films and various other British movies of the 60s and 70s, I suppose. And but always, or not always, but very often played the similar character of a kind of lovable rogue. He was quite handsome, and he managed to get away with it, and it was always charming to the ladies in those movies. I guess we wouldn't have movies like that nowadays. But anyway, that's sad news at him passing. But anyway, 98 is a pretty good innings, I guess. Let's get on with the game of Sudoku, shall we? Right, this is medium level Sudoku, and it's a Wednesday. That is sometimes harder than the Tuesday, which is a kind of beginner level, and sometimes also not harder, sometimes just the same kind of pretty easy game. So I'll assume you know the rules of Sudoku. If not, you'll pick them up in a trice, because they're not very complicated rules. You just have to understand that numbers can appear in the row, the column, and the blocks, these small blocks, once only. So these 8s restrict the rows across here. No other 8s can appear in these rows. And then 5 and 3 are already in these white squares down here, so that means that an 8 must fit there. You understood that, didn't you? Even if you've never played Sudoku before, it's not that tricky to understand, I guess. Over on this side, we have 4s blocking across these rows like that, and a 4 blocking up this column. So in this particular block up here, we don't yet have a 4, so we have now rectified that situation. So that's how we play the game. We just go around the grid looking for similar kinds of things. Let's say this 4 blocks down this column, and this 4 blocks across here. That gives us that square there where we can place a 4. We have 4 down here, 4 up here, so we can get ourselves a 4 just so. Now we have 4 blocking down here and 4 across here. So that means that 4 is either in this square or in this square. Now, if you haven't played Sudoku before, you just have to realize what that means. If the 4 appears in this square here, it's going to block all across this row. And if the 4 appears in this square here, it's still going to block across that row, isn't it? Right, so we can say 4 blocking across here. The 4 that will appear in either of these two squares eventually, doesn't matter which one, will block across here. 4 down, 4 up, 4 down, and 4 in that square there. Are you enjoying it now? Okay, good. And now you're wondering, why didn't I try this game before? It's so easy. 6 blocks across here. That's going to put a 6 here, and 9 will be the last number that we need to complete this block. 6 also blocks down here, giving us this one empty cell or square. Some Sudoku players sometimes call them cells, where we can place the 6. Right, let's see what else is happening. Right, we have 7s blocking up here and 7s blocking up here, so we can place a 7 there. We have the 7 blocking across here and a 7 blocking up here. That puts the 7 into that square. We have 7s that we just placed and 7 across here, and then there's a 7 up there. So over here now you can see, because we've placed these 7s, we've now given ourselves a new 7 over here that we couldn't have got before we placed those. And now we have 7s across these 2 rows, giving us a 7 here. And down the bottom here, 7s across and down and down. And this is the final digit 7 for the board. There are now 7s in every one of these small blocks. So our work with 7 is done. we have ourselves a 6 blocking up here, so that's going to put a 6 in that square there. Right. So generally, or not generally, quite often in Sudoku, you find you get some easy numbers at the beginning, and then you have to look a bit harder after that. So let's see, we have a 2 missing up here, don't we? There's no 2 yet in this particular block, so we know 2 is either here or here. Whichever square it appears in must block down here. And we have 2 blocking down here like this, and 2 across here. So we can fit 2 into that square there. Now, missing digits from this row are 5 and 8. Now, you can see that there's an 8 here blocking this square, so we know that the 8 must go in that square, and then we can finish off that row with a 5. The 8 that we have here now, and 8 down, so we can place the 8s blocking across like that. We know that an 8 must fit there. We also have 8s blocking across here and up and down here, so that's the final digit 8 now. If you can hear some kind of splashing, it's not me. It's just outside my window, somebody doing their gardening. Oh, my stomach is rumbling. It's definitely time for breakfast. Now, sometimes we can work out numbers in this way. You see that there's, yes, you see that there's a 5 and a 9 in this column here, and we don't have 5 and 9 in this block yet. So we know that 5 and 9 are eliminated from these 2 squares. So we know that 5 and 9 can only exist in those squares because there are only 4 squares in total, and it's blocked from these 2. So 5 and 9 must go here. That's going to leave the 2 empty gaps where we can put the other numbers, which are not 5 and 9. So we got 1, 2. Actually, we're going to look for 3 and 4 because 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9 is going to fit in there. So this has to be either 3 or 4. You can see the 4 blocks across here. So the 4 will go there and the 3 will go there. Now actually we can finish off the 4s, and we'll do that now by saying 4's blocking across like that. That's the final digit 4. Don't think we can finish the 3s just yet. We have to do a little bit more work yet before we can complete the 3. But let's just examine this block over here and see what's missing. What we can say is the 3 blocks across here, so the 3 can go there. And the missing numbers here now would be 6 and 9. We look up here and see if we can find anything, and no, we can't. So just have to remember that those are 6 and 9. We don't have to remember, we can come back and check it again later. But if your memory is good, unlike mine, then it will be good to remember it, so you don't have to. So later on, when you're looking for numbers, it's easy to see. If you don't have a good memory, like I don't have a good memory, don't worry, you can come back and check it again later. Nothing will have changed. No secret numbers will have crept in there in the meantime. Right, what's left to do? Let's just have a look and see what's missing from down here. We are in this column, we have everything except for 1 and 6. Now we have a 6 blocking across like that, so we know that the 6 goes there, and we know that the 1 goes there. Now 1 blocks down here, and 1 blocks down here, and 1 blocks across here, so we know that 1 is in that square. Then 1 blocks back in this direction and that direction, so that gives us a 1 there. Missing numbers here are 5 and 9, but we can't get them yet, so again we have to wait on that. We'll come back a bit later. Oh, I am getting hungry. Now we have the 3 blocking across here and the 3 blocking down here, so we can place a 3 there, and then we have 3 blocking this way and 3 down here, so we know a 3 has to fit there. And we've got quite a few 5 and 9 pairs missing at the moment. There's 5 and 9 missing from here, 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 and 5 and 9 missing from there. So once we find one of those 5s or 9s, we'll have all of the others, won't we? Oh, clearly that has got to be 5 and 9 as well, hasn't it? Wow, how about that? 5 9s everywhere. So I probably need to shift my focus somewhere else now. Probably need to start looking up the top here. I don't think I've got anything down here. We've got these 5 9s that are just blocking everything off, and we've got 6s in those squares there. Here we are looking at 6 and 9, so again that's not particularly good. So we've got to start checking up here. Let's see what we need up here. Or across this chute anyway. Alright, I'm going to click on the digits and see what's doable fairly easily. Okay. Okay, so we have 2 blocking this square and 2 blocking this square. So in this row, we can find ourselves a 2 just there. The missing numbers from here now are 1 and 6. Now we have the 6 blocking across, so that's where the 6 goes and that's where the 1 goes. And that should be enough to finish the game now. 1 blocking across there gives us a 1 in that square there. And the last number to get here is a 2. Then we can say 2's blocking across like this. Or actually didn't need that one, 2's blocking up here. Can give us a 2 there. Let's see what's happening with the 3's. We've got 3 blocking across here like this and then up these 2 columns. So that gives us a 3 in that square. And there's 3 across here and across here. So that's the final digit 3. Now we're just one number missing up here. It's a 5, I believe. And that's going to put a 5 down. So 5 blocking down here is going to put a 5 here. And we're going to end up with all of those 5 and 9s. We've got 5 blocking across here. That's got to be a 5. The last number to get here is a 9. Shall we do our 5s and 9s now? Okay. Shall we go ahead with them? Can we in fact do all of them? Let's see. Well, we've got the 9s blocking across here like this, so that has to be our 9 there. And over here, this is going to be a 6. 6 blocks down here, so the 6 goes in that square, and the 9 will be here. 6 blocks this square, so this is the 6. And now we can start on our 5, 9 stuff. So this is the 9. This is the 5. This is the 9. This is the 5. This is the 9. And down here we've got 9. So this will be the 9. And this will be the 5. How about that? That's the 9 to 5. That's the 9 to 5 puzzle from the Guardian Sudoku today. And if you're working 9 to 5, I hope it's going well for you. Okay, see you later with some other stuff. Bye bye.